Hello and welcome. This is Vanessa Growlich, and today we're going to talk about the math behind rejection. Let's do some math. Today, I want to tell you how we can quantify rejection. Very simple terms. We're not going to be doing like heavy math. I'm just going to talk today from the heart. I'm going to tell you my experiences with rejection, and then I'm going to explain you how when you are going to a room and you have, some probabilities on your favor, how to deal with rejection objectively, thinking mathematically. So let's go. The first thing, who has not been rejected? I mean, rejection is an awful feeling that you go with your heart there, you have your heart like that, and then someone rejects you either romantically, friendships, many things, a job, a university, like anything that you like, yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, she's gonna love me. Yes, he's gonna love me. And then you're rejected. It is hard. We all go through it. Sometimes people assume that some people are stronger dealing with rejections than others. I think that we all feel the same, but how you deal with it, then that's a different story. So can we do some math behind rejection? Well, I'm going to tell you first this story, and I think has been like one of the most traumatic rejections that I have had, and maybe this might help you. Okay, so in 2000, I don't remember, but it was like 2004, 2005, I went ahead and I had this manuscript for a study guide for the test, the PER test. And I was so excited, and I went ahead, and I called these investors that I saw, that I thought they were gonna, wanted the material. I thought they were gonna grab the material and be like, wow, Vanessa, this is the best study guide we've ever seen in our lives. And it was not. My expectations were here, my reality was here. So when I, we had the first meeting, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And I remember that these people were not tutors. They were just basically like, the managers, the representatives, right, behind the publishing company. And I remember that when we were talking and their tone and everything, they smelled the fear in my voice. They smell like, okay, this is not the person that we want, for this. And I felt it too. You felt that rejection when you're having like a job interview, that you're like, how do I get myself out of here? And this is, over the phone, obviously 2005, yes. And I remember that after that, we hang up. I think like 10 minutes later, they sent me an email saying like, oh, blah, 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 like the sandwich, the BS sandwich, positive, negative, positive. It's exactly how it is. You're great, but blah, 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 blah. But we hope the best for the future. So yes, one of those type of emails, right? I remember like thinking like, wow, what did I do wrong? I put like almost 2 years in this book. And I sat down, I felt so bad, and I felt like I was worth nothing. And I was like, who's gonna help me with this book? What did I do to myself? How much time I put on it? And you know what? It took like 2 days. Then I woke up and I said, wait a second. Why did they reject me? Let's start from there. And then I said, regardless of the reasons, I don't know the reasons. I don't care about the reasons. It just happened. This is just probability. And then from there I said, you know what? I just basically need to follow probabilities, because there's going to be a probability that someone either likes you or they don't like you. And that's 50%. There's a probability that 50% either they like your work or they don't like your work. Romantically, there's a 50% that the person might like you, might not like you. And that means that if all of these events are independent, which they are, like, one person liking you, if they don't talk to each other, let's assume they don't talk to each other and they don't know anything, about each other, this is an independent event, because the other person might like you or might not like you. So what does that mean? Is that you have to knock on many doors in order to break down the curse of being rejected, because you will be rejected. Don't think about why was I rejected. Just say, okay, maybe, yes, there might be some subjectivity that I have to fix, like maybe it wasn't good enough. Maybe I had to do, fix whatever weak points I had. But guess what? Just keep fighting and keep going and keep going, because there's a probability that then your chances of rejections, you're going to be so practicing so much that your attitude is going to start changing. And then from there, your ability of seeing rejection and just moving it into a position that you say, okay, this door was closed, I'm going to the next one, then you don't feel so emotionally. That it hurts like an, of course it does. But at least your perspective might change. And if your perspective changes, that means that you might be able to do better, because then you don't hurt as much, right? Like, pain is there, but suffering is optional. So that's the importance of understanding that rejection will statistically happen to you. If you go to a party and you have 10 people, out of those 10 people, one is going to say, wow, look at those legs. And there's going to be a 50% probability of saying, like, what's wrong with those legs, right? So this is something that you cannot control. However, what you can control is how you move the rejection and say, I need to do this for myself. I need to move on, and always do your best. Is it easy? Of course it's not. But if you keep practicing and you keep smiling and you keep having a good attitude, things will get much better. I hope, oh, by the way, from that book, I went ahead, self-published it myself. It's still on Amazon. Actually has really good reviews. You can Google it when it's published and you'll see it. And that's it. That had a really happy ending. I did not let the rejection get the best out of me. I said, you know what? You don't want to publish my book, I'll do it myself. And that's it. You always look around, and I'm telling you, I made much more money. I was able to keep the rights until I sold the company. So who's laughing now? No, I'm kidding. I don't think they're going to watch this. But if they do, who's laughing now? I hope you had a good time today. Thank you so much, and see you pretty soon.